Hello everyone, my name is Aishwarya and my today's topic is the pharmacovigilance into the clinical trials. So what is the pharmacovigilance? Pharmacovigilance is the branch of the pharmaceutical which deals with the long-term safety of the drug. The definition of the pharmacovigilance is the science and the activities related to the detection, understanding, assessment and the prevention of the adverse drug reaction and the drug related problems. So this is the branch of the pharmaceutical, which is pharmacovigilance. Pharmacon made up of the two words. That is, the pharmacon means the drug, and vigilance means the to keep watch. So, as I told, throughout the drug's life cycle, pharmacovigilance is involved. So, clinical trial is also the part of the any drug's life. In clinical trials, there are the three main aspects. That is that is the pharmacovigilance involved. Uh, Essential into the patient safety. In clinical trials, there are the human volunteers are used uh, uh, for determining the safety and the efficacy of the drug. So, pharmacovigilance is responsible for the making the rules and the regulations how the patients are involved into the clinical trials and their risk minimization and amount of the dose given to them. Then second point is the drug safety and the efficacy. The pharmacovigilance is responsible for the comprehensive safety profile of the drug which is determine the safety and the efficacy of the drug. And third is the regulatory compliance. So like the FDA, the rigorous pharmacovigilance involved into the clinical trials for the adherence of the uh, all the rules and the regulation into the clinical trial, and signing of the informed consent from the healthy volunteers, and minimizing the risk from the dose of the healthy volunteers involved into the clinical trials. Let's talk about the key points into the pharmacovigilance used in the clinical trials. Is the ADR reporting. So adverse drug reporting in clinical trials is very important. There is also a time period for them. The adverse drug reaction at any stage in clinical trial should be reported by the sponsor or the investigator to the regulatory authority. This is the main regulation. Second is the reporting of the serious adverse drug reaction. Serious adverse drug reaction like the life threatening or the prolonged hospitalization, this type of the reaction should be submitted to the regulatory authority within given time. If not, then there are the penalties, and other action can be taken by the regulatory authority on the investigator, and can stop they can stop the next steps. So this both of this idea reporting and this serious ADR reporting is very important, because generating the data for the NDA application. Then there is the causality assessment. The relationship between the investigated drug and the ADR occurred, or the side effect uh, uh, is given into this causality assessment. There are the points like the time of the event occurring, the medical history of the patient, and a drug dose used. All this can be considered at time of the causality assessment, and this data is also important for the NDA application and the approval from the regulatory authority. Then in this way uh, in this way in this way pharmacovigilance is involved into the regulatory. There are some challenges like the underreporting. Sometimes there are the when there is the healthy volunteers are there and they show some symptoms uh, which may be the mild, so they don't tell about that, and that time the under reporting can be happen because the in clinical trials the smallest side effect uh, should be updated should be updated to the regulatory authority is very important for making the safety profile and the efficacy profile of the drug, also the tolerance of the drug to the individual, and what type of the individual biological condition and the medical history. So all these there are the number of the conditions arises, so smallest ADR or the side effect updating is very important. The standardized data collection is very important because the standard data give all the relevant information which is accurate and which gives the integrity, which also involved in minimizing the risk to the patients involved into the clinical trials, and integrity of the data and the trial process. Also there is the data safety signal identification. uh, so what is the signal identification? Signal is the indication that the drug may cause the serious or the unexpected adverse drug reaction. So understanding and identifying these safety signals is very important, and in clinical trials this happen very accurately, which is very important thing. Also there is the communication and the collaboration. So between the communication between the sponsor, investigator and the regulatory authority is very important, because from the number of the drugs we only choose one drug at the last of the clinical trial. So all the information from the first to the last step of the clinical trial is communicate should be communicated between the regulatory authority, sponsor and the investigator. Also there are the number of the uh, stages involved in this clinical trials. Also there are, as we know, there are the four clinical trial phases, that is the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So sometimes there is the phase 0 is also involved. In phase 0 the microdosing is given. The dose is very low, and this is only to check the tolerance and the side effects or the ADR of that drug. So microdosing is the phase 0. Then there is the phase 1, each for the safety profile of the drug, which is done in the very small population, that 10 to 100 volunteers, sorry, 10 to 15 volunteers. And then there is the second trial which is for the safety and the efficacy uh, of the drug. So safety and the efficacy of the drug is more done between the 100 to 1000 peoples, um, and the third stage is about 3000 peoples are involved in this, and the third clinical trial data, the safety profile, efficacy profile of the drug is very important, because the all the information from the starting to the last step of the third clinical trial phase is documented in the form of the new drug application, and which is submitted to the regulatory authority. So in this pharmacovigilance is very important In all of this step, pharmacovigilance play very important role, and this when regulatory authority review this data and give the approval, then there is the post market, the fourth phase is the post marketing surveillance. So after getting approval of the drug goes into exposed to the market, and pharmacovigilance also play the important role in this, because there is the expedited reporting, also the spontaneous reporting. All this all the safety data is collected after the drug is marketed in the pharmacovigilance. So in this way, pharmacovigilance involved in the clinical trials. Thank you.